So let us understand the working and principle of laser. So with the help of Fabry-Perot resonator today we are going to see the working and principle of laser. How the laser beam can be obtained. Okay. So here we can say that an atom can move from one energy state to another when it receives or releases an amount of energy equal to the energy difference between any two states. Okay, so whatever is the difference between the energy levels of two states, it should require that much energy to jump from lower energy state to higher energy state. Okay, so when if E1 and E2 are the two states, lower and higher energy states, then we can say that E1 is the lower energy state and E2 is the higher. Here the excited state with higher energy is inherently unstable because of the natural tendency of atoms to seek out from the lower energy configuration. So therefore here the excited atom in the energy state E2 may return to the lower energy state E1 on its own by the natural tendency to attain the minimum potential energy condition. Now what happens here कि during this transition the photon is during this transition the excess energy is released as a photon energy, that is h nu equal to E2 minus E1. This type of process in which the photon emission occurs without any external we can say that loss, so it is called as spontaneous emission. So here in the diagram we can see that the number of spontaneous transitions taking place in the material during time, it is independent of photons present in the incident radiation. So what we can say that the light which is spontaneously emitted, the photon, it gives us the incoherent light. So the spontaneous emission process gives us incoherent light, but for laser beam we require the stimulated emission, that is coherent light. So an atom in the excited state need not wait for spontaneous emission to occur. So there exists an alternative mechanism by which an excited atom can make the downward transition, means from higher level to lower level, and emit light. So the photon energy, now photon energy means h nu, which is equal to E2 minus E1, can induce the excited atom to make the downward transition. Downward transition means jumping from higher to lower level. Okay, the interaction of the photon with the excited atoms, it will trigger the atom to drop down to drop to the lower energy state, giving up a photon. Now this is called as optical this type of induced emission is called as stimulated emission. Now stimulated emission, after stimulated emission occurs, the population inversion due to optical pumping, the population inversion comes stage, and we have the population inversion stage at the particular level. So population inversion stage comes when there is a metastable state, that is 3-level pumping scheme. Here we can say that in the optical resonator we have the active medium. In the simple laser model, if we consider there are two mirrors, one is 100% reflecting mirror and another is partly reflecting mirror. So between these two mirrors this type of active medium should be present. So pumping from lower level to higher level can be done with the help of external source, that is in the form of photon. So the stimulated emission and optical gain that can be calculated by the following formulae, but the spontaneous emission is our requirement. The spontaneous emission nahi, stimulated emission is our requirement. So it can be done with the help of the following process, that is Fabry-Perot resonator. So in the Fabry-Perot resonator there are so many oscillations can be possible. So with the help of these transitions we can make it easy. So what is the intention to make an Fabry-Perot resonator or an optical resonator? Generally it consists of two opposite plane parallel mirrors, so with the active material placed in between the two mirrors. So one of the mirror is semi transparent while the other is 100% reflecting. So the mirrors are set to normal to the optic axis, means we can say that it is transverse or it is perpendicular. Okay. So this structure is known as Fabry-Perot resonator. From left to right we can say it is a Fabry-Perot optical resonator. So the action of optical resonator can be studied by the following steps. In first step there is only active medium. In second step there is optical pumping from external source. Then there is a stimulated and spontaneous emission, and after stimulated and spontaneous emission there is optical feedback, and optical feedback gives us the amplification of light. So the amplification of light is possible only when there is a resonator like this, and there is a coherent light between, or there is a coherence between the two waves having energy h nu, or any two waves, three waves, four waves, the multiplication of waves are there. So the light amplification means first here the oscillation occurs and then the amplification. So light amplification and oscillation due to the action of optical resonator. It is due to the action of optical resonator. Okay. Now for this particular condition, there is a condition that the 2L, that is the distance between the two mirrors, we can say, equal to 2 times L equal to m lambda m, that is the integral multiple of wavelength. So the length of the optical resonator should be integral multiple of lambda and divided by 2, because 2L equal to m lambda m, so it will be L equal to m lambda m upon 2. So where lambda m is the wavelength of light within the material. So in other words, what we can say, that the cavity resonator, here the cavity resonator is shown, and the cavity resonator is given by or is in the steady state, and the waves of other wavelengths interfere destructively, or waves having integral multiple of lambda constructively appear. Okay. So constructive interference pattern is there, and the longitudinal cavity modes is given by nu suffix m. What is m? That is the mode number shown in the diagram, mode number. If the number is if the wave is appearing one time, then m equal to 1, 2 time, then it is m equal to 2, 3 time m equal to 3, and like that. So broad atomic emission and narrow cavity modes are obtained. So these are nu suffix m are the frequencies which are sustained in the cavity, and hence the emerging beam is restricted to these frequencies only, and obviously the normal spontaneous atomic transitions are invariably much broader than the wide range of frequencies. So out of this particular discussion, what we can say, ki there is a single cavity mode which is much narrower, having the bandwidth of 30 megahertz. So a typical transition line shape and a series of cavity modes are shown in the figure. So the laser beam will be narrow due to these particular conditions, and it is possible due to optical resonator. So it is a it is the application of Fabry-Perot resonator, and it is also called as optical resonator, with the help of which the laser beam is so intense, highly monochromatic, whose conventional source of we can say laser emit light only in one direction, that is unidirectional we can say. Its divergence is very small, intensity is very high and it is highly coherent. So this is about the Fabry-Perot resonator. Please subscribe my channel. If you have liked this particular video, then you can press the like button and press the bell icon so that the next video नोटिफिकेशन जो भी रहेंगे आप लोगों को मिलते रहेंगे. थैंक यू वेरी मच. बाय.